In this video, we'll be going through how to add expiring candidates and under 18 candidates in the High Risk Work Assessor portal. So we'll be starting this off with an RTO user. We can see our RTO number up the top here. You can see that I've got an assessment event in new status. We've got no candidates at this point, so we'll just add some in. Now, expiring candidates will typically be candidates that have a not yet competent result. And if we hit the add candidate button, we have an ANN here. If we search for that candidate, we have expire 1. And if we select them, you can see they're added to the assessment event. Now, if we save this and we have a look at that candidate, we can see that this candidate is expiring on the 3rd of the 3rd, 2021. At this point, it's okay to add this candidate to the assessment event. So if we head back, we'll also add an under 18 candidate to this assessment event. And if we hit our add candidate button, we'll jump over to the ANN. We've got one pre-prepared. We'll select the under 18 candidate. We'll hit save to apply that to the assessment event. And we can have a look at our under 18 candidate. So we'll get a warning message here that the candidates must be 18 at time of assessment, which is okay in this case, providing that the assessor plans this assessment event at a point where this candidate will be 18 on that date. We can now nominate our expiring candidate and our under 18 candidate to the assessor for planning. So if we hit the nominate button, we select yes on our confirmation. We can see that this assessment event has been nominated successfully. So if we head over to the assessor and we'll do a search for that assessment event, let's open it up. We can see that now we have this assessment event. It's ready for us to plan, and we have our candidates here. So what we'll do now is plan this assessment for the 27th. In this case, this is right on the 3 days where we meet the validations for WHSQ. We'll select a time, put in our address details, and we'll use our copy button to quickly copy the data to our calculations and performance events. In this case, we want the performance starting at 7:30, so we'll make that change. And now if we select yes on both of our candidates and select the plan button, push through our confirmation, we'll see we have an error up the top here. What it tells us is that we have our under 18 candidate will be under 18 at the date of the earliest assessment type, which means that our knowledge is incompatible with the under 18 candidate. So at this point, we need to make a decision whether we change the date of the knowledge assessment or we change and remove the under 18 candidate. In our case here, we'll demonstrate what happens with the expiring candidate. So we'll take a different date and select the 10th of March in this case. We'll copy that down. We'll change our knowledge assessment type to the 10th of the 3rd, and we'll see if we can force the validation on the expired candidate. So if we hit the plan button, we select yes. You'll see now that it's for the 10th of the 3rd, our under 18 candidate is compatible with this assessment event, but our expiring candidate is not. And we'll get an error that tells us ANN for expiring training will become inactive before knowledge assessment type. Change the date of the assessment type or don't allocate the candidate. Again, we can deselect this candidate and go no for our allocation, or alternatively, we can get a date for these two that will be compatible with both. In our case here, if we select a date compatible with our under 18 candidate, which would be the 28th, we can make that change for all of our assessment types. We now have a date that's compatible with both the expiring candidate and the under 18 candidate. So now we can go ahead and hit the plan button. Once we do, will receive a notification that that has been planned successfully. Keep in mind that under 18 candidates and expiring candidates can be added to assessment events by an RTO. The validation will control and make sure that those candidates are active and not expired, or are over 18 at the time of the assessment, depending on when the assessor adds the planned times and dates.